Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video it's going to be a haul. So this is everything that I've got in basically the last week or so. There's a fair bit of content to cover. Most likely going to do 2 videos. Up first is going to be some Yatming and a few older items. And then we'll move on to some Hot Wheels and character cars. Up first we're going to cover the Yatming vehicles. So we'll start off with a few cars. These ones here are actually Yatmings. A few of the other ones are, you'll see when they come up, they're basically knockoff versions of it. But so these ones here, they all list. They're kind of like Matchbox, so it gives you the number here. If you were to search that number, it will list this vehicle. These ones offer suspension. They're not real old or anything like that, but nice graphics. All the way around, it says Dream Team. And they're a nice heavy casting, and they feature opening part, which is pretty cool, in a 1/24 scale. So if you're not familiar with Yatming, they do have quite a few vehicles out there in various sizes and whatnot. But nicely detailed, and they do ride, these do ride pretty nice as well if you're looking for, doing racing with them or whatnot. That one there is going to be the Corvette, so probably 80s Corvette there. This one here is going to be number 1076. Again, suspension. This one is going to be, looks like a Mercedes of some sort, would be my guess. Man and Machine. So these were just a few items that I bought that were kind of in a lot, so I don't know. I haven't researched too much about them. I do have a bunch of Yatming stuff though, in the way of transport truck haulers and whatnot. So, but again, opening doors, nice tempo work on them. Neat little casting. These are all metal. Like I say, pretty cool little suspension. But next one we have is 1062. So I don't know what this is. Probably looks like with the lights and everything, a Nissan, Datsun or something like that. But again, suspension and a nice attention to detail on these. So Racing Master 62. Detailed interior. They're pretty much all the same interior, but again, opening doors, both sides, which is pretty cool to see. Like I say, in this scale size, you don't see too many that offer that, and these aren't a high dollar item. So pretty nice little castings here. Something to look for if you're interested in those. Okay, up next we have, again, Yatming. This one here is going to be from number 1501, and this one is a Hong Kong base. This one's going to be a much older release, so it's quite beat up, but this is going to be, my guess is the 80s roughly. But this one's pretty rough. I got it for pretty cheap. I just bought it just as an example piece. Pretty cool though, and I like vans and trucks, so but they all have a bit of suspension. Blue tinted windows, chrome grille, all metal, and they always use these little thin tires as kind of their thing. But we'll show you here. So this one here is basically a plastic base. You can see here it's got, so made in China, number 1501. No other markings for manufacturer. Number 1501. So this here is going to be a Yatming casting, which you can clearly see they're the same. I will say this casting here, you can tell, is a lot, obviously it's all metal, it's definitely heavier, but it's a lot heavier metal in itself. But it's basically the exact same casting here. This one has cool graphics, same tires, just a plastic base, metal body. But cool little vehicle here. It has white interior. They pretty much all feature that for the most part, or beige typically, but Pretty nice little casting there. And then here we have again, this one here, it has no numbers, just says made in China. So this one here, I don't have the replica of this one, but Yatming made this exact same vehicle. And you can even see it featured here. I mean, exact same rims, tires. So that's still a nice casting though. So you can see the nice detail work. It has the over the top 28 on the hood. Pretty cool casting. This is going to be like I'm guessing the 80s Mustang hatchback. Pretty common casting. Whoops. But pretty nice if you're looking for these types of cars. Now these ones here don't have the real suspension movement like these guys do. These are. So if you're looking for Yatming, some of their stuff's out there. Pretty neat little castings. Fairly inexpensive depending on what you get. Some of their older stuff does hold their value a little bit, but if you're out there hunting or new to collecting, there's tons of brands out there, so there's lots to look for and collect if you're into that. This one I featured in a different haul, but I'll just show you quick. So this one here is the Yatming number 1064, a Chevy Blazer. This is a Hong Kong base, so this is going to be a very similar era to the ambulance that you saw. But this one here has orange windows, and this one does feature black interior, so it's a little switch up from what they normally do. But again, opening doors, all metal casting, just all around cool castings they have. And they always do this little, well, their stuff has these really thin tires. They didn't really roll great in this era, but pretty cool little casting. All right, up next we have a Super Wheel. I personally never heard of this brand or I've ever really seen it myself. So if anybody does know more information about this brand, go ahead and leave a comment below. I picked them up. One's a truck and one's a van, so obviously, like I mentioned, I collect those. They're a neat little casting, cool little graphic work, detailing and stuff like that. They're not nearly as nice. I mean, you can see just in here, that's supposed to be exhaust, but it more or less looks like a defect. But your way. I don't know what these are from. Like I say, don't know exactly who makes them. They're not. I thought maybe they're similar to a Yatming, but the casting is definitely different. So, like I say, if you know, I did look a little bit on the internet. I couldn't find too much, so I will research it and try to find out exactly what these are. But for a Ford van, it's pretty cool. Packaging on these are destroyed, but this one here is in the packaging, even though it's destroyed. I'll just leave it in there for now. But it's a cool little pickup. It's got some neat graphics with like a old comic book looking type of graphic work there. But they are plastic bottoms or plastic bases with metal bodies, no interior. This one here does feature an interior. This one here has blacked out windows. But that's the information there if anyone wants it. It's literally nothing on the back. But that's it. Looks like they were sold at Herbie's. So that's going way back. Haven't seen them around for quite some time. But neat little thing. I think these were like a buck or something for both of them, so I just picked them up. All right, a couple more trucks and a van. So these ones here are Coca-Cola. I do like anything that's branded, like I mentioned before. Packaging on these is completely destroyed. These again are Herbie's. So die cast in metal. These castings are not great, but these were really cheap. You can see here all the metal, a defect in it. So same with here. It's not a great casting. It does have the logos on it. It does have the big bubble window, which is kind of neat. Too bad the casting was a little nicer. You can see it there. The metal is just all over the place. Not a very nice casting by any means. It is a metal body, plastic base. And then there's some information here. Looks like it's the Irwin Company. Irwin Toy Limited, Toronto, Ontario. For Heart Toy Incorporated. So I don't know too much about that, but like I say, they're a cheap van and truck, can't go wrong. This one here looks to be some sort of jacked up truck. I don't know exactly what it is, but again, this cast, you can see in the roof line and how they made it come down as one piece. It's not great, but it does resemble the Coca-Cola quite well. I'm surprised they wouldn't have more quality control on the casting, because they're putting their name on that. But these are quite old, so they're definitely not recent by any means. I don't know the exact date on these, but this company hasn't been around for quite some time, so these are going to be fairly old castings here. Anything you want to pause on there, it's all there. But Coca-Cola vehicles, pretty cool. All right, we'll move on to some Hot Wheels. A lot of this stuff isn't real new or anything, so it may have already been featured in other videos. It's just all stuff I've got in this haul, so we'll just run down them quick. If you think I've run down anything a little too fast on any of the vehicles, just leave a comment below and we can review that in another video in a little more detail. So this one here is the Checkmate series from Hot Wheels, Volkswagen Beetle. Pretty cool casting. I have a couple of these. I love the Volkswagen stuff, so I definitely pick them up if I can find them. Red tinted windows, features the pawn on there. Cool graphics. Metal body, plastic base, or sorry, on this casting has actually always been all metal. So metal base, metal body. In the tuned version of this, where it does not the authentic looking, those are a plastic body. And then you want to pause on the card. Right, Checkmate again. King Cuda. Nice casting here. No hood, got the big blown motor. Nicely detailed. Of course, it's the king piece for chess. Metal body, plastic base, and anything you want to pause on there. These ones are kind of cool. Fun little vehicle. They've done a few recolors on this now, but Fast Foodie, Buns of Steel. So you can see the big exhaust pipes coming out of there. You got the big hamburger sitting on there. French fries coming out of the top there. But pretty cool little casting if you like the fun ones. I don't collect a ton of these. My daughter likes them, but we do pick up a few of these. This one I particularly actually like myself, so I have probably way too many, but then you want to pause on there. These are both the same. The only difference is one has 50th logo and one does not, so picked up, that's why I got both of them, just so I could have one that has a 50th logo on it. It actually has good packaging. And then we found a couple more of these. These have been, every time I go they're never there, so the last couple stores that I went to had brand new cases out. Of course, nothing real good, but these were still there, so previewed these a bunch of times, but they're pretty popular. This is their 50th anniversary bone shaker. The blue 50th logo on the wheels, but there's quite a few in this set. As you can see, there's 10, and they've actually started recoloring, which I did preview in another video. So they're going to be in like a kind of a red burgundy color. All right, up next we have from Hot Wheels the Beetles. So this is a release that this one here is the most recent, but this has been released quite a few times now. But I just picked up a full set just as an extra one. These were hitting the Toys R Us. I had mentioned that in a previous video. So this one here is Bump Around. Pretty cool graphic work. Just a basic line release, so they're all metal and plastic. We'll just run down them quick in case someone hasn't seen them. Those are all the vehicles there on the back. We have the full set here. So that is number 1. Number 2 here is going to be this interesting little vehicle, but it has pretty cool graphic work. Even has it on the hood there, so the little flower. But pretty cool artwork on the card too. They're all different. So this one here is a plastic body and a metal base. And all the backs are the same. So number 3. So again, different graphics, fish and chipped. Pretty cool little casting for the vehicle, and nice graphic work for sure. For something that's in a basic kind of line, these were typically more money, but they were actually the same price at Toys R Us, so that was pretty good. 4. Pretty cool graphics. Morris Mini. Pretty cool casting, can't go wrong with that. Nice graphics there. Little supercharger or something sticking out of the hood there. Gold base, metal body, plastic base. And then number 5 of 6. Again, pretty cool graphic work there. Neat little car here, fantasy vehicle, but pretty cool graphics on it. Pink. Hot Wheels, can't go wrong with a pink vehicle. Got some flowers there, but pretty cool little casting. And the last one I featured is 6 of 6. I did a whole video on these. Of course, you got the cool combi. One of my favorites and most desirable vehicle out of this collection. You'll find all the rest of them. You'll typically never find these. So it's hard to see the graphics, but you can see it there. Pretty cool. Got the Volkswagen symbol lights. Nicely detailed for something in a $1.50 range. It's not bad. And cool artwork on the card. So just thought I'd quickly share the set there. If anybody out there is looking for them, hasn't been able to find them, Toys R Us has been stocking them. And if you haven't seen this set, you got a preview. We have a couple pieces from the MatchBox, the Jurassic World. Featured a few of these in other videos as well. This one here is kind of neat. It's kind of like an army type of truck for when they go out into the, I guess, the jungle there. But neat little casting. I quite liked this particular casting, so I picked up this one here in the green, but nicely detailed. These are in about the $1.50 range, a little bit more than your typical Matchbox, but you get nice artwork on the card. You get a die-cast vehicle. Again, these are typically metal body, plastic base, plastic tires. Gives you a little bit of information on the other vehicles here. If there's anything you want to pause on. And then we have the same vehicle, different artwork on the card, but it's in a recolor. So I picked up both of them just to have one of each color. But pretty neat little vehicle. It's a fairly heavy little casting here, but nicely detailed for what you're getting for the price. Again, nice artwork on the cards. It's very similar, just simply change the graphics of the color of the vehicle. They're all the same release. Shows some other vehicles that are on here. Like I said, I did preview those if you want to see them in other videos. And these are all 2017, all recent releases. Alright, we'll move on to some Hot Wheels character cars, a little bit of the fun vehicles, I guess. These are Despicable Me. I have some of these. I haven't been able to find them all. I think I've actually completed the full set now. This one here is Minion Jerry. So, pretty cool character car if you like that. They're a metal and plastic casting the same, but pretty cool. He's got resembles the character quite well there. Good attention to detail on all their character cars. Now these you do pay a bit more for what they are. So some people don't collect them just because these are probably in your $5-6 range typically. But pretty cool little casting here. If you like the Despicable Me, here's some information if you want to pause on the back. Up next we have Minion Dave. So pretty cool little casting. See there, I don't know what that is supposed to be, some sort of turbo, something sticking out the back. But it's got resembles the character quite well. Just a pretty cool casting here. You can see it's got see-through windows, so this does feature an interior, which is pretty cool. But nicely detailed. You can see there it pretty much looks exactly like the character. Metal and plastic. So, again, the backs of these ones are pretty much all the same. And we have Minion Stewart. Pretty cool, one of my favorites from the movie. But pretty cool casting as well. You see the exhaust pipes and whatnot sticking out the back. Just a cool little casting because he only has the single eye instead of the two like the other ones. So you can just see the difference there. Pretty cool little casting though. Really does resemble the character quite well. I leave most of these in the packaging just because I like the artwork as well as the car, and I just don't have the room to display them all anyway. So, but if you're looking for these, I actually found these at a Loblaws grocery store. So I just happened to go down to the toy aisle and take a quick peek, and these were stocked there. Next character car up, Hot Wheels obviously again. It's going to be Super Mario. So this one's a pretty cool one. I already have it. I picked it up just as a spare. But pretty good detailing on the card as well as the car. Again, typically metal or plastic body, and then the base will be the opposite. So pretty cool. It's got the wing, the motors detailed. Pretty cool little cast. You know, if you like playing these, one brings back memories when you're a bit younger. You can see on there, there's a few other cars. They didn't have Yoshi, they only had this one. This one here is a 2016 release, so I know this set was out late last year. I did pick it up. There's quite a few of them in this set. This one here, though, is not numbered, so I don't know if this is just a separate release where you can only get like these two. But they did have a set of 5 with all the characters from the show, or from the game. And up next we have Disney Pixar cars. A couple nice castings. One of my favorites going to be obviously this one here, which is the Fillmore, which is the Volkswagen van. So this is Radiator Springs. Real nice casting here. Nice attention to detail all the way around. See all the detailing work there. It's a little harder to see in the package. I might see if I do have one of these open, I believe so. But these were found at the dollar store. Some newer release stuff. This one here is 2017. So a lot of their stuff they've been getting is 2015 or 2016. Sorry. This is brand new stuff that they just started getting in. WGP. So pretty cool casting here. I've personally never seen this one. I haven't really watched too much of these videos here, but I'm sure my daughter knows who these characters are. But these are a die-cast vehicle, a little larger scale, but pretty nice detailing if you collect anything to do with the Disney Pixar cars. Quite a few in the sets too. I tend to go to the dollar store if I can. You can see the other ones here in the set. Just because they're much cheaper. These vehicles are probably typically in the $6-7 range at like Walmart, Toys R Us, where the dollar store sells them for pretty much half that price. So if you're trying to collect a full set, or you just collect a lot of die cast, I mean, that little bit of savings adds up in the end when you're buying large amounts like that. All right, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Like I said, I do have quite a bit of content to cover. So I still have Johnny Lightning M2, a bunch of 124 scale, some mystery vehicles from Hot Wheels. We'll cover that in the next video. If there's any of the content here you'd like to see more detail or whatnot, just leave a message below, and we can definitely open up some of this stuff and review it a little more thoroughly, I guess. But if you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Bye.